Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery outside here today with the outdoor group, some special visitors. We got Josh Sidebottom, Nathan Brooks, and guys, we got a new hunting bow from Elite that's pretty awesome. Lots of features. Josh, tell us what it is we're looking at first.
Yeah, so this is from Elite, the 2020 Elite KURE. It's a 31 3/4 inch axle to axle hunting bow, 6 5/8 inch brace height, 335 feet per second. And we'll get into all the cool stuff on this, all the adjustability, but you know, just a really smooth, what you'd expect from Elite as far as the feel. And we added all kinds of new technology this year.
And Nathan, you've been out hunting with it a little bit. Give us your first impressions of what it's like to hunt with this thing.
Well, for me setting up a hunting bow, obviously I take the tuning stuff to the max. So what I like about the bow is obviously it's extremely reactive, really fast on the setup. It's super easy to set up. Again, you know, we'll get into more of the technology stuff here in a minute, but it's because it's so user friendly, it's extremely fun to set up broadheads and shoot and see what you can actually accomplish with this setup.
Right, awesome. So Josh, before we jump into some of the specifics of the new technology, what do we got available in weight ranges, draw length? Give us those specs.
So weight ranges, you can get this, it's available in a 40 pound peak, 50, 60, 65, or 70 pounds. And the draw length range on our new rotating module cam is 23 to 30 inches, and you don't need any mods or a bow press or anything to adjust it.
Awesome, that's great. Now, as you mentioned the cam, tell us about this thing because it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is our ASIM tri-track cam system, which is new for this year. You know, what we really did when we designed this cam, we took everything we loved about the two-track that Elite's been known for, and then we tried to take it to the next level and advance the technology. So like I mentioned, we've got a rotating module, so you don't need a bow press. The adjustments, you can adjust this cam from 7 inches of range in 1/4 inch increments throughout the entire range.
Amazing.
And in addition to that, you can run a cable stop, you can run a limb stop. The let-off's adjustable from 90 down to about 70 with the cable stop, and then with the same with the limb stop. You could even go further with the limb stop if you wanted to.
Wow.
But there's all kinds of adjustment built into these cams. It's going to make it really easy for the dealer, the consumer, to set these bows up when someone comes in.
So it's beefier this year. Tell us about some of the things you did to make it stronger and more stable.
Yeah, within the cam, we went to a larger bearing. We upped the size of the bearing, and that corresponds with a bigger axle. So we have a 1/4 inch axle, bigger bearing, a wider platform on the limbs, and our stable lock pockets support that wider limb platform, all to make a super forgiving, stable platform.
All right, and now Nathan, tell us about the adjustment system that is brand new that you're real excited about.
Yeah, it's called S.E.T technology.
Yes.
And what it does is it affects the cam attitude at the limb tip by adjustments that you make at the riser, at the base of the riser. And so what happens is when you can micro drive the adjustment system that's on here, it changes the pitch of the way the limbs work together. So basically what happens is as that pitch changes a little bit, it affects the limb tips, which affects your cam lean ultimately, which would be similar to yoke tuning.
Mm-hmm.
And since we have this ability on the riser, it's actually top and bottom. So you're not just limited to one yoke or whatever. If you look at it from that perspective, it's top and bottom. So you get a lot of range of adjustment in both top and bottom, and that allows us also to reach a really wide audience of shooters because it is so adjustable. You know, if you've got a bad maybe hand torque or just the way you draw the bow, I help coach people a lot, and sometimes people physically their form doesn't allow them to get in what I would call good alignment.
Sure.
So that creates problems for them, and in conjunction with this new ASIM tri-track cam, the stability that this bow offers helps that tuning, those tuning issues. And then when you throw the S.E.T technology in there with that adjustment, it really makes it a wide audience of people we can reach.
Walk us through how that S.E.T technology works, like what someone will do, because we were inside paper tuning. We never left the line. We never used a press, and yet we took it from way out of tune to a bullet hole to out of tune the other way. We never left.
Exactly. So it's a 5/32 Allen key that you use to adjust the S.E.T technology. And so what you would do is if you get a right tear or a left tear, we actually have call outs on the riser
Yes.
here where you can see what you're looking for. So
Right.
if you can read a paper tear, and there's all kinds of manuals out there on how to read paper tears.
Sure.
If you can understand a left tear or a right tear, any lateral issue that you have with a paper tear, it can be adjusted out right here. So
Yeah.
when you read that, you just make the proper adjustment there, and you can make adjustments to top and bottom. We suggest obviously that you would do that top and bottom. That way
Sure.
your lean stays
Equal
top
both
and
ends,
bottoms. But when you really get into the real fine tuning aspect of
Yes.
things, you could make just a slight 1/16 of a turn to the adjustment, and you'll see a change there. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so with this system, when you go, paper tuning is the most common way people tune a bow, but not
Sure.
not everyone does that. Not all bow hunters do that. But what most bow hunters do, they'll shoot a broadhead out of their bow before they go hunting.
Right.
And if you're shooting a fixed blade broadhead, I'm sure everyone's experienced this. Even if you did paper tune it, you may get a good bullet hole, and then you go out to broadhead tune, and now your broadheads are hitting 4 inches to the
Yes.
right or the left. And what that's telling you is the arrow's not coming out of your bow just perfectly. And with S.E.T technology, you can fix that while you're outside. We can do it right here, and
That's incredible.
all you have to do is loosen the lockdown and adjust the micro screw, and you can dial your field points and broadheads in to hit the same point.
That's awesome. And as we mentioned, the limb pockets and the wider stance, we also have a new dampener up front. Tell us about that, Josh.
Yeah, that's our new Vibex block dampener. Anytime you're shooting a bow, there's some vibration, so we're trying to take as much of it out as we can. And the Vibex blocks are doing a great job of absorbing some of that vibration that you feel.
Gotcha. And going down, the riser looks very elite-ish, but there are some adjustments there in the grip. Tell us what you did new there.
Yeah, we took the feedback grip, something that we're always kind of tuning on a little bit. And we've had a lot of really positive feedback on our grip the last few years. So just some real small changes to the width and the geometry, nothing significant, but I think everyone will really like the couple of fine tweaks that we made.
Nathan, we still have the linear tunable roller. How are you using that now with the S.E.T technology?
well, in the past, that it was a great tool to add to what we have on the bow as far as tuning. You could make some adjustments there without having to put the bow in the press to shim or space a cam one way or the other. You could make those adjustments, and you still can. The LTR is still very applicable for that process, but because S.E.T technology is so easy to adjust, we're probably not seeing that many people's going to use that for that. It's more basically just let's set the fletch clearance to where you want it, and whether you're
Right.
using the big blazer type vein or even a lower profile, whatever, set your clearance the way you want it. And again, you can use it, but more than likely you'll be adjusting the S.E.T technology for that.
So, Josh, something people are going to notice right away is this limb stop here, which looks different than anything we've seen
Yeah.
before. Tell us why it is like that and what it's doing.
Yeah, another unique thing about this ASIM tri-track cam, it's got a cable on both sides of the cam, which is a huge benefit in keeping everything stable and balanced here. So as you draw the bow back, your cam's not starting to lean as the cable loads change. Everything is stable, but when you do that, it makes it much more difficult to run a limb stop because you got to get around the cable somehow.
Sure.
So what we figured out by actually running this landing pad at a 90-degree angle, it allowed us to put the limb stop onto the cable stop on the mod.
Right.
So as you adjust your draw length in this cam, your preference, whether it's cable stop, limb stop, what your holding weight is, won't change. So you can adjust the draw length, and all this moves with it. So as you're moving it as a system, it all stays together. So that's the point of this. It's allowing us to run, a bunch of different combinations of how you want the bow to feel at full draw.
And Nathan, so with those let-off adjustments that we talk about, wide range of let-off adjustments, we know about that in the target world. What would bow hunters why would they need 90% let off versus down to 70 or even lower? If they
Well,
can get
shooting
there?
in general is one of those things that it's all about a custom feel and a custom fit. Some people, believe it or not, they probably have never even experienced 90% and then experienced that same bow with 70%. So they don't know even what that does for their own personal shot. So what this kind of does is, to some degree, it allows a shooter to experiment with his own shooting style
Right.
and what is actually the most beneficial for them. Because when you bring the target world over to the bow hunting world, you can make a good marriage of all the technologies that's over here and then put it there, and really experience a better shooting bow hunter. And I mean, ultimately, that's what we're all looking to be, is extremely accurate. So it does bring that side to the bow hunting world. What also happens too, if you want to make, say you get the feel where you want it, you're a bow hunter and you like 90%, but the draw length now feels a little bit long because it's a little further than maybe where you started. You can adjust this rotating mod a 1/4 inch,
Right.
if you need that 1/4 inch,
Yeah.
and leave the let off feeling exactly the way it is. You don't have to change that at all. So that's another benefit to the rotating mod on the ASIM Tri-Track.
Yeah, the adjustability and the ability for someone to make it fit exactly what they're doing is unprecedented with this bow.
Yeah.
And all without a bow press.
You're right.
Yeah.
Got to keep coming back to that, because
Well, it's important.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, when
For
you're
sure.
standing out on the line and you don't like the way something feels, geez, I got to go find a bow press.
Right.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, when we developed this new line of bows for Elite, a lot of the new technology, we started that on the target bow platform, and we saw immediately how beneficial, you know, this cam design and the S.E.T technology was on the target bow. And at that point we said, all right, we got to change what we're doing on the hunting bow. This has to be on the hunting bow as well,
Yeah.
because this isn't just for target archers. If you're a bow hunter, there's all kinds of benefits for them in this new technology as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm thinking of those fixed blade broadhead
Yeah.
flights. I mean, that's
Yeah,
always an
I know
issue for a lot of people.
A lot of people, they just get frustrated and they may re-sight into the broadheads. And
Or say, I can't shoot fixed, I got to shoot expandables.
yep,
You know,
exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'll take, you know, literally seconds to make an adjustment here and get that dialed in. It takes a lot of the pain and stress out of getting ready for hunting season.
All right, so that is the Elite KURE, brand new for 2020 from Elite Archery. Awesome bow. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell so you get notifications when we put out new videos. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at LancasterArchery.com.